Alright, guys. Hi, it's Jess. It's the very next day, and I have not cleaned, but trust me, I'm going to, or I have to. It's 6:30 right now. It's the 16th. It's 2 days before Kevin's birthday. A little bit baked. Give me that one. But I mean, what's going to change in a day? What I am noticing with me is that I feel like I don't have a lot of a presence unless I'm looking right at the camera. And I don't feel like I am organized enough when I'm stoned. Now, that might be the case, but what I have to say, I think, is kind of important. I love hawking up them loogies. All right, so I'm a jackass. I know this. Throughout my life, I have done some pretty stupid things. I mean, have we not all just tripped over fucking nothing? It's not. We've all slipped on ice when we knew damn well we shouldn't have been walking that way or this, or forgetting things, just the simple basics. I have a few things that I absolutely need to talk about, and that's the reason why I'm filming the very next day. Now, I'm a jackass for being too open. I know this. But I gotta wonder why I exist every day of my life, or at least they tell you that. They do not tell you you're supposed to live just as much for who you are. They don't tell you that in the current system of how education and all of these things add up. It's not adding up to a very uncorrupt system. When I look at all that I know about politics, it makes sense. There are two sides. We're supposed to vote. The history alone is staggering. I mean, is it even possible to comprehend all the mistakes that can be made in any given minute on this planet 150 years ago, 20 years ago? And it just keeps going. Time in of itself is one of those things that's like gravity. It's holding us to whatever the reality is. Now, I might be a stoner fuck up with a really hard story in buttfuck nowhere. It's not buttfuck nowhere. It's the capital of Nova Scotia. I'm on the eastern side. I'm north of the fucking Bostons in New York and Maine. Ugh. My cat's from Maine. Why else do they name that? Maybe that's for the breeder stuff. Alright, I might be all of these things. And all of these things are important to make a well-balanced person. If I am not so stoned, I cannot break up the tension between what I think and what I experienced. I mean, I've tried. On disability, it's not exactly doable if you're going to keep making the mistake of going to a guy because you're a girl. You're adamantly against that. There's a reason I don't get pregnant, folks. I might be completely... I'm a mess. I know it's not working for me either. Maybe I can cut and paste it. I'm talking to the cat as if she's completely with me on this. She's moving around in her box. Twitching her ears while I'm talking to her. See, but that's the thing is I don't really care what I look like. If if people aren't going to enjoy me for the whole friggin' thing, all those things, the sappy things they say, you know what, there are things that I need to temper or I need to change, particularly with goals like mine. But while trying to figure out all of this, I keep coming to the same conclusion. Fuck everybody else. Either because I've become so entranced in trying to change everything that nothing changes in my perspective. It's not like I'm creating my own reality. It's like, even if I could try to explain it away, it doesn't go away. Ugh. Maybe I sound completely insane. Maybe I'm making complete sense. I think that is for everybody else to interpret, and I just have to live with whatever I'm feeling in that moment. I can't say with absolute certainty I'm going to be able to control myself all the time over the coming year. I don't want to be negative. I don't want to get angry. I keep thinking if there's active ways to rule myself or to just switch back to being happy, that there's a way to do this. If I'm only making sense and I'm only being kind, you know, so many trust issues, so many reasons that I can be the way I am, or so many people can be so messed up. And I've been aware of this avidly, hardly without some sort of sacrifice or consequence to it. Just by thinking about this, my part in and you got to think it's got to be momentous. It has to be positive, but it has to be rational. I have to contribute something big, and that is beyond a doubt. Without my responsibility to what anybody cares about me, that's a whole other side. And I'm okay with being open about these things. I'm okay with just talking and seeing what kind of responses I get. I I know what to ignore now. I'm a rational human being, but just the sheer vastness. Everyone wants to think that they can rule the world. So everything in the 80s is supposed to teach us as far as pop. I can't tell if the negativity is with myself for smoking. The pot doesn't seem to be an issue. This stuff needs to be what I smoke all the time. We smoked a lot of it though too. Maybe that was the extremeness that I was feeling. This stuff this stuff seems to be more rational for me. He said it was Northern Lights. I don't know. Alright, here's a topic I really, really, really wanted to address. Because that kind of does go in line with the whole, I don't really care what people think about me. I mean, if you're going to have that mentality, then you have to lay it bare and be ready for improvement if you see that fitting into your, for me, it's a constant thing. I think if I lost that completely, I would not be onto something. Capable of contributing to the collective and my responsibility, being objective, whatever. Man, I learned words today. Thank you, Ashton Kutcher. Media. What about media? Ah, that's right. Negative. Oh, that could be a great distraction in personal reality. The next thought right after. Negatives. Oh, fuck, I lost it again. I was thinking about being psychic, and where did hearing everybody in a way. Okay, fuck, it's gone. Where I need to be happy right now. See, this has been the trip that I've been on the last couple days, trying not to be depressed over the breakup, but it, everything based in reality. That's the thing. Media, right? Conspiracies, right? Speaking out against the government being illegal, right? Weed and this and that. This is why honesty is so important. Because you see, what the fuck is anybody going to do if I am a nice person? I am not going to say I have always been a nice person. Considering everything, pretty fucking good. Ugh. When it comes to this whole idea that I have to hide that this is helping me, it doesn't with certain strains, and I really wish people would get on that more. I wish it were legalized so that I had that access. I wish it were fair, like the clinic I was going to. You know what? The cops want to come in here. They've broken my arm. 3 male cops broke my arm at the Armdale Rotary. Friggin' off Chebucto Road. Who am I? You know what? Nothing right now. But I have gone through so much. What the hell is there to be afraid of? The cops are as likely to kill me as any given faction that disagrees with me. I could become president tomorrow. And come on, with all these conspiracies, if any of them ended up being true, it's occurred to you. It has occurred to you as a liberal mind, as an equalist, as a whatever you define yourself as the one who is more accepting of what people just say to you. Do in their own friggin' time. There's no way I can't. There's no way I can express how sorry I am for having fucked up where I fucked up. And I have to swear. I don't care about caste system here. I don't care about these multi-dimensionals, these little pins and needles that everybody wants to put you under. I don't care. I believe in crazy things like I'm fire. That's my personality. As if there is anything that isn't burning about me if it's not feeling with the intense depths of the ocean. I don't I don't think of myself as a be all or end all. I just think of myself as part of that system. There are things that are like that. It's not so binary when you're putting yourself in it because we're from it all. We're from both sides. Nobody wants to say that they want to hear about their niece or their child, or nobody wants it to have happened to them. If it's happened to you, where you've been abducted and molested and just messed with, nobody wants that. There is a line for so many souls. You want to know what God and the devil is really supposed to mean to you? Serve whatever function you think you serve. You'd be surprised at how accepting I am when I look at it all. I think most of us, even if we don't want to deal, kind of have to deal with a part of that. So, whatever. It's not like I would take certain practices up. That's not who I am. Whatever. When it comes to these negatives, I've had my arm broken by 3 male cops on the Armdale Rotary in response to a suicide call. Now, I was threatening to commit suicide. I was. I will not admit it in court because it has become so bleak. It has become so binary almost in the Canadian system, the way the judges just snap it on you. I can't trust a system that is hijacking my freedom in order for other people to pay them better. Opportunity was supposed to be something we were born with. At least if you've lived in any sort of free world, and it's crushing. Really, in some ways, it kind of just is. If you have to deal with your own friggin' problems alone, it's hard. But then you consider anybody else, and it just takes off. You can think $1.25 is nothing, but you multiply that bitch by just a couple handfuls, and you'd be surprised. I think I'm okay with saying that I support Anonymous. They shut down tens of thousands of child pornography front sites, or I'm getting more into it now. I don't want to see the videos in the slightest. I don't think I would have the best reaction to it at all. I don't think it's... But I want to know how to support those who are doing it, like that amazing guy. See, I kind of thought his movies were done in the 90s, but Kelso was always awesome. I liked that particular character. Anyway, whatever. Fandom is great. It really is, because it teaches me to strive for something better, to look at all of the perspectives, including from up there. If I could ever imagine myself in that area, I've already begun to look for it, in everything. My worth, my value to all of this, to everyone. Having a negative opinion should not be a crime. Sometimes it is. Being intoxicated on a substance that is completely 100% legal, but does tend to cause these effects. We all know we can just fall. It doesn't have to be this easy. I look at the politics and I know I have no clue. Us compared to the US, us as the melting pot for so many different ethnicities and generations, and a combination of ideas that is unlike any other. We can go in with so few and come out with so much. It doesn't matter what scenario you put us in. And that has to mean something. Call me crazy, but people are starting to tell me that overpopulation is not a problem, in ways that I can comprehend as maybe being true, but I have not fact-checked as of yet. Fact-checking, oh god, I am all over that, but believe me, I can't be everywhere. Oh, I'm excited about life again. It's so nice to be here again. Oh, I don't know if it's the weed. I don't know if it's that everything went right today. I don't know if it's that I'm free without home, without some sense of caring from other individuals. It's like I can see. I don't want to cry about that. I want to, and I don't want to. I don't. I think it's how you use the positivity. If you're aiming forward, then you may be gaining some skill. You're maybe gaining some. Maybe you're a bitch in the moment, who knows? But maybe you're achieving something. If you turn it backwards, you could try and fix yourself in the present. That seems to be the basics of psychology to me. It's if we're going to make everything that binary, it's like that. But then you crack it open and nothing really seems all that different. It it has to be different in order to complete itself. It has to be different in order to be defined. And those perspectives give us the choice of being however way we want. If you need to soar or if you need to stay, there's a way to accomplish it. There's different levels of acceptance and, oh God, concepts. I could just go on and on, but I really wanted to focus on the fact that I do care what people think as far as I just want to be a good person. I cannot say I'm going to take care of all of you. I am firmly against stupid. It's not that I don't see the part use of it. There's certain levels, like with anything else, and my choice on it would be that is not what I'd want to associate with. That these things are not to my taste. I don't. It's very easy to look back, right? Because you have to remember all that you're taking with you, all that you need to take with you. I could explain away time as easily as I could explain away gravity. At least back then. We have explained away gravity. You know, what keeps us functioning here between people. I recently looked over another particular piece of information that people believe. Flat Earth. Maybe it's because I was born in the 90s. Maybe it's because I have a prejudice against stupid. A little bit. It's not that intelligent can't be worse. It's that stupid is just annoying. Even if it's particularly when it's you. Then yeah, I'll laugh about it because then people will think you're an asshole. But you know, that's it. Negativity. Oh, I gotta train it out of me. Oh, I have to train it on. See, I don't think you can be a real person if you're not at least a little bit bipolar, a little bit split personality, and a little bit fuck it. What's gonna happen next? That's my whole thing. Is I'm just gonna ask myself questions until I've made this awesome. That's my tactic. But some people are kind of like, well, fuck it. I'm just gonna see how funny I can make fuck it sound until, you know, that's great, but that's a mood. Sometimes I think that flat Earth theory kind of has something to do with those dimensions. Like, maybe this is perfect. Everything I got going on in my view. I can construe it any way I want. But at the end of the day, I'm only 26. Man, I'm lucky to be alive. There's so much to do. It's training the body as well as the mind, and I'm just seeing it everywhere. So I don't really care about things like the media or like social media associating with the government, associating with the cops breaking down my door because I smoke weed as opposed to drink, because much more closely associated. And I also shouldn't do stimulants. Other stuff is also illegal, and it's not really something I actively pursue anyway. So if tobacco is legal and alcohol is legal, I'm pro weed, and I'm not going to worry about that. When it comes to the whole anonymous thing, how can anybody stand against me unless they are just malicious and evil and want to destroy? But, for those of you who are actually caring to watch, how can it be wrong to want to give our existence as much freedom as possible without any of the downsides? Now, in theory, that could have worked in government. That seems to be what everybody's complaining about. And just with that, I kind of look at all of this God stuff and go, yeah. So I'm supposed to explain to myself that something gave me this, which is extremely painful and difficult, but once you got a handle on it, oh, if I could tell my 16-year-old self anything, hold on. And really, 16 was actually a pretty great year. I was just talking about it with my friend. 14 and 12-year-old self, just push the hell through. Push through. There's nothing like wasting a day outside thinking about all the ways things could go great, or all the things that you could be, all the invincibility that you have. Being an adult is about balancing reality with the fantasy, and that's what makes it worth it. Push through the friggin' negative. Push through. It's worth it. You gotta sleep it off to get through it. Just get through it. Physicality is that same way, people. It's that same way. I can't explain some being having more power over me than my mother and my father, the elements and the things that I have been taught to see and to know. Yes, this is complex, but so is everything that we have become, we have created, we are as a species. Everything. I'm not sure yin can exist without yang. I think the Chinese pretty much had it. The Japanese turn it into a game, and everything else, I think there's more than enough to go around for everyone. If you like downers, if you like uppers that might turn into downers if you consume too much of everything else, you gotta like clean and don't eat too much, bro. Shit, lay off this once in a while and you'll come back to it happier. Like, everything in moderation. And if you like talking, I gotta keep reminding myself that I can't just let myself give everybody my negatives, my truths, be they may, and be they extreme. It doesn't justify not giving everybody else the opportunity to show themselves the best of themselves, best side of themselves. If I See, if I see you doing something that I find to be incredibly stupid, like it's not just detrimental to whatever. There's those things where you can't treat it like it's stupid. Serious drug addictions or thoughts. You can't treat everyone the same given your lifetime. You're not going to experience the same thing over and over and over and over again without there being only so much you can. I lost my point again. I'm not even going to try anymore. I'm sorry. Oh, positive and negatives. I don't think one can really exist without the other. And I think there is no right or wrong there. That sounds like a cop out, and it is, because if you lay in the middle of it and try to please everyone, and you try not to be with the negative, you're just gonna feel like you're dying. It's impossible to always be happy, and it's impossible to always make everybody else happy. You gotta find a mix of both, or lean towards one and be consistent. I think I'm gonna lean towards one and be consistent. If I get into politics as a career, I'm gonna need some checking, people. I'm gonna need some friggin' checking. I know what I am. I I don't want to lose that. That's what makes me proud. Being so messed up. We have all been children. God damn it, people. We have all been children. Some of us a little weirder than others, but or we've all been stupid continually throughout our lives and might as well. Maybe even act like children or continue to act like children. Stupid. How else are we going to put it? It's stupid. Screw kindergarten. It was stupid. See, now this I can do. I don't know why I worry so much. Ugh. All right, people. As always, much love. And I guess I'm going to make this, I'm going to call this Pretty Kitty. I'm going to call it I don't give